Good morning, Uneducated Economist here. I'm in Grand Roofing Incorporated. I get comments on the channel quite a bit asking about what should repairs cost, what should a new roof cost, and if you're a homeowner looking at getting estimates and comparing prices, I really strongly encourage to watch this video through to its entirety. And for the rest of you, just your guilty pleasure of wanting to see a worst roof ever inspection. We're also going to talk briefly about the similarities between pennies and roofers. Yes, there's a big difference. They're not all created equal. So if you're looking to get an estimate or repair and you're trying to think, oh, let's shop by price, I strongly encourage you not to, because first you need to ask yourself, why is that the price it is? Well, you need to ask yourself a question before that. What are you valuing it against? Are you just looking at a price because of a price? Or are you looking at a price because it's good, because it holds true value? Let's talk back about the pennies real quick. Pennies pre-1982 and the year 82, sometimes they're kind of mixed, but they were actually made of a valuable content called copper. Now they're debased into zinc. Look up Gresham's Law. Crap money driving out good money, out of currency or circulation. We're gonna walk around the roof real quick. We're gonna do basically, when a roof gets installed, how does it look to the average homeowner? Pretty good, usually, right? Well, that looks pretty good. Or is it? Let's see what we can see here. By the way, I used to collect coins, so that's why I know a little bit about it. Seriously, dig into your pocket real quick, find some change and see what dates they are and see if they're really good or not. So if you're looking at a price, you want to be like, wow, why is that guy so cheap? Is it a good price? Is it a good service? I doubt it. Well, to the average homeowner, they're not going to go up in the roof. They're going to look at the roof and they'll be like, okay, that looks pretty good. All right, they'll sign the check away. Well, I can tell you a few things right now. Looking at that flatter section, it's got shingles on it. It's actually way too flat. It was up there a minute ago. It's a 1.512. That's really low. Let's just do the worst roof ever walk over this roof real quick. See if we can learn something from this. And then maybe at the end of walking over this roof, if you're a homeowner looking at getting quotes, you might think differently on shopping by price. Now, disclaimer, price doesn't dictate whether they're going to be good or bad. But if you have a big extreme down to one side or a high side, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be good if they're pricey. Doesn't necessarily mean they're always going to be worse if they're the cheapest. There's usually a sweet spot, but you do need to ask yourself and then really look into why are they that price? Are they really worth what they say they are? This video might shed some light on that because the roof looked decent from the ground, but it's far from decent when you get up here. I just set the ladder up right here, and this is what I see. I see a little wall right here. I don't see any flashing. I see black paper. I see no flashing. I see a cut shingle where the transition is with another shingle. And you can see right in there, I see bare paper. That's not good. All the water coming down is getting underneath the row of shingles and going to pose some problems. I don't know exactly how old this roof is, but it doesn't look bad. This roof slope here is pretty flat. Bring up a little basic here real quick because it's important. We're going to talk about slope really quick. I mentioned 1.512 back there. What is that? Because a lot of people ask me, what are you talking about? Well, if you were to mark a line from right here over horizontally with a level and measure 12 inches and then measure the height up right there, that is going to give you your slope. It's going to tell you. So for example, if it's 12 inches in, 4 inches up, that's a 412 pitch. If it is a 12-12, it's 12 inches in, 12 inches up, it's going to be a 45-degree angle. Why that's important and why I want to bring that up real quick, because most, as far as I'm aware, all shingle manufacturers will honor down to a low slope of a 412. If it is a 312, if you use ice and water on the whole slope, that facet, that's 312, they'll honor a warranty on that. No lower, absolutely no lower. Why? Because water on a flatter section will run a little more laterally. It just is stagnant. It flows wherever it wants to go. When you ask, why is that a problem? Because it runs back up under shingles and it runs into nail holes. Speaking of nail holes, this is part of the reason this roof is one of the worst roof evers. Nail placement. Get a lot of guys say, well, my stuff never leaks. Nail placement's not an issue. Yes, it is. By the way, since I'm right here still, I haven't moved. Look at this. Disappearing, curving row. Looks like a snake crawling around up here. Quality of install. You get guys that wham bam, thank you ma'am, smiling all the way to the bank. You're going to be holding the bag. Nails and keyways. I think I saw another one right here. Yeah, nail on a keyway. You don't have to move very far. I literally got up here 5 minutes ago, started seeing the nails that are consistently in the keyways, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a bad roof. Let's do a walk over this real quick. Got a nail laying up here. Just do a very brief walk over of some important crucial areas and things and nail placement, because that's honestly one of the biggest, the complete disregard and lack of knowledge. So I guess, I don't know. If this is a roofing contractor, he was a terrible one. If it was a DIYer, they obviously didn't look up any instructions on how to do anything first. Nails, boop, popping through, not good. Another curving road disappearing. nails and keyways, that's pretty common. So you gotta ask yourself, in this short little span, I've already found quite a few of them. So why am I finding them there? It's not just a one-off random nail. It's probably consistently placed there because they didn't know where to put the nails. Where should you put your nails? If this is a 3-tab shingle and this is the edge, there's typically 1, 2, and 3. Dimensional is very similar, but they don't have these slits. On the outer edge, near the edge, not right on the edge, just where the tar strip is usually in that area, above the reveal line. And you need them evenly spaced, but not near keyways. The keyway is the issue here. Water comes in, it's gonna rust these out and trip and leak. Another one right over there. There's a bunch on the back. I saw a handful here. We're not going to go try to get nitty picky, but even if you don't see it, it's probably pretty consistent that they are really close to that and just barely hidden. You'll see what I'm talking about on this other side. There's another little bitty short row. Let's check for flashing. I don't see any. Nope, no flashing anywhere. Another nail right there. So those will pose problems, big problems. Well, look at this. Okay, so we can see several things with this. It is not where it should be down here. It's way too high and way too far over. I think they're like, okay, I'm gonna shoot the middle of the shingle, I'm gonna shoot it high. Bad idea. Let alone the fact that it's popping through because the nail wasn't driven down. So let's talk about the nail driven down first, okay? So, various factors. As an installer, they're thinking about what they're gonna do, what kind of activities they're gonna get into when they go cash that check, whatever their habits may be. Not saying, not stereotyping. When they're shooting these down, whether it's with an air gun or with the old-fashioned handbanger, people think that's better. Doesn't mean anything. Goes down, they don't care. They didn't drive it down. They're not checking the depth of the gun, or they're not paying attention when they swing their hammer. Whatever the case may be, it's underdriven. It's gonna heat up the shingle. It's gonna boop, pop through, leaving you with a problem. It's not the only pop nail. Oh, okay, see, right here. Where'd it go? Right here. Right there, okay? You don't have to go very far. There's a nail and a keyway. There's another pop nail right there. It's just pretty consistent. It's bad. Let's just jump over some other common things on why people are cheaper than others. To an untrained eye, to the average homeowner, looks like a good chimney. Or maybe, I don't know, could have been done a little bit better, but tar is not good. Tar is crap. Why do roofers use it? Typically cheaper roofers are the cheap bids. Because it's cheap. It doesn't take much skill to just come in here and smear some tar around us. Now, benefit of the doubt. I do know that this is the type of block that's usually hollow in areas, and you can't really grind it. But nevertheless, I mean, tar's junk. I hate tar. Plan on it drying and cracking and needing some maintenance. And new tar over it, maintenance, basically. Oh, I just saw a shiner here somewhere. It's not so shiny now, though. There it is, right there. Another one. Let's go down. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned, the reason I'm even called out here is because there's a leak right here in this little low slope transition area. So we're going to get to that. That's why we're ultimately here. Another nail on a keyway. It's not going to take much. Oh, one shingle over and down. Oh, one tab down. Oh, another one right here. I mean, it's just really consistent. They're everywhere in the wrong areas. Moving down so this isn't a long video. Totally exposed. Alright, so as I stated on the front side, this section is way too flat. Should have never had 3-tab shingles. Even if you did ice and water, shingle manufacturer is going to say, no, you didn't pay attention. We're not honoring that. It's not designed for that. It needs a low slope roof system. What is this raised up right here? My experience, it's got something lifting it up. Probably a pop nail. Oh, bingo. Not a, plural, two, multiple. 1, 2. 2 nails raised up. They're not even loose. They're just underdriven from the get-go. All right. Let's see if we can look at where the leak is. We're trying to hone in on the leak here. In my experience, I have a pretty good idea what I'm looking for. No obvious wind damage, no missing shingles, no torpedo limb spliced through the roof deck, none of that. Bad quality of install. It's right here. We're gonna find it live on camera. Looks like somebody tarred it up. Knowing the condition of the nail placement, what we got right here? Looky right there. I can see a wallered out hole of this one. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This is bad. For those that say rust, nails don't rust, look at this voodoo trickery. I mean, It's all editing. It's magic. Movie magic. That's not rust. It's just brown. All right, here's the problem we got, okay? Rain hits roof. Rain gathers. It's lining up in a line like a bunch of people want to go to a party. We got to get in this little entrance somewhere. And look what we got right there. It's saying, come on in, rain. That's a problem. It's so small, and for the roofers that say nails don't rust and their stuff doesn't leak, I'm pretty confident that's the leak right there. Oh, but I got an idea. BDR, 1250 in a can. No, roofing in a can, 1250. This is another prime example of what things should be valued at. Okay, cheap roof repair, caulking, billia. Good quality contractor, hey, your roof install was bad from the get-go. It needs to be replaced. Or just, you're gonna be fighting this forever. What typically happens, they go with the cheap guy because they think that's the answer to the solution to the problem, and it's not. So kind of tie this back into the cost of things. You gotta know what you're valuing. What are you valuing it against? I trade. I don't know, maybe you trade a little bit. So if you're trading, like, say, the dollar against the yen or something, you need to know, like, what you're valuing it against. What's the US dollar worth? Against what? You gotta scale it against something. So whatever service you're looking for, you need to value it against something. Are you using Joe the plumber? No. Chuck in a truck? Yeah, Chuck in a truck roofer. Really, are they good? What is their value to you? Are they just going to put a roof on and outcome like this? Or do you want it to last? And if there ever is a problem, are they going to come back and take care of it? All right, so you're asking yourself, so how do I find a good contractor? There's no simple solution, but don't shop price. Try to do some digging on the contractors. Make sure you're looking into the contractor you're thinking about using, seeing what the reviews are. Don't use websites or platforms that actually the contractor can pay to blow away bad reviews or pay to increase good reviews. You need to do it legitimately, organically. There's no simple solution to it. Sometimes, if it's too good to be true, probably is. Well, usually, not sometimes, usually is. I feel like I'm babbling here. Did I forget anything about the pennies, by the way? Go down. Pull out some change in your pocket and your crack of your couch and just look. Pre-1982, keep that penny. It's worth more than a penny right now. By the way, what would you do if I told you there was a way to make 60% on your money, as of right now, with pretty much no downside? You'll never lose your face value. Too good to be true? Ask yourself that. I mean, it kind of contradicts what I'm saying right now about this roof, but there's some true value to what I know and how I can almost guarantee you that. How is it? Dig down in your pocket, pull out a nickel. What would you do if I told you that a nickel is worth about 8 cents right now? You'd run to the bank and go grab a bunch of change, wouldn't you? Why? It's because it's valuable. You see the similarities between good roofers and bad roofers? Roofers aren't all created equal. You get some roofers that know what they're doing and some roofers that throw a roof on. All right, shout out to Uneducated Economist. I'm a big fan of the channel. Watch it quite a bit. Sorry, I'm not trying to take your stuff, but just kind of sounded good at the intro here. All right, we're babbling. It's 12 minutes long, 13 minutes long. Ooh, if you watch this long, I appreciate it. You're actually putting some time into your own education. Until next time, be safe. Give it a thumbs up. We'll see you on the next video.